Most cars that are on the road nowadays are compromised. There's a bunch of efficiency and emissions ratings that they're going to have to follow so that each car manufacturer can get their vehicle street certified. Now, because of that, they tailor the exhaust system to be clean and efficient. They engineer the tunes to be the same kind of way. And because of that, a lot is left on the table. After you remove some of the OEM hardware and then you tinker with some of the software, you guys get some massive gains across the board. Rewinding life back to last year right before winter, I finished installing the hardware upgrades on my car. So next up on the list would be the software changes. I pulled trigger and purchased a tune for my Z. I bought an Ecutek Bluetooth kit, an Ecutek license, and then an eTune. So before reflashing the ECU and then just going ahead and spitting flames, I wanted to get a baseline with my Z by throwing it on the dyno at all-in-one auto. With my Z strapped on the dyno previously, it made 287 wheel horsepower and 237 wheel torque. That was with an NVIDIA catback exhaust system and test pipes. So that there is the original number to beat. Since then, I swapped out the test pipes and my stock exhaust manifolds for OBX long tube headers, along with installing some 2.5-inch still-in cold air intakes, and ported upper and lower intake manifolds. So again, just hardware modifications at this point without any aftermarket tune. With those changes done, it brought the power up to 314 wheel horsepower and 259 wheel torque, which is a near 10% increase in both power and torque. So this made 27 wheel horsepower over the stock setup that we had before with the catback stock. So we've got full catback, we have headers in it, we've got ported intake manifolds, upper and lower, and a still-in 3 cold air intake system. So I have an Ecutek tune now going on the car. Hopefully we'll be able to see some extra power. So even still, 27 wheel is nice. That's a good improvement over what the stock car made. So we're gonna see if we can squeeze out a little bit more. Let's see how much the tune actually gives us. So to then change the software, we need the Ecutek hardware that I mentioned before. The USB license key that comes included with the kit needs to be hooked up along with the Bluetooth OBD2 dongle and the USB cable that leads to the computer. Then in the key on, engine off position, you can then run the Ecutek tuning software. From the menu, click on Tools and then Detect Vehicle. This window will come up and then select Program ECU amongst the list of other features that this software can help you with. The ROM file is your eTune that you will get from your tuner. After you find the location of it on your computer, click on Program ECU and then follow the prompts. They're going to tell you that you're going to have to cycle the ignition a couple times and then wait a little bit. After you follow each and every one of them and then cycle the ignition on once more, it will then tell you the program sequence has now been completed. After the tune has been uploaded to the car, open up the little package that comes in this kit, get your phone in the camera setting, scan the little barcode, and then from there you can redirect to the link, and this is going to download the Ecutek app for your phone. Now you'll notice that I have this right here that says no vehicle interface detected. That's because the OBD2 dongle is not connected to the OBD2 port. In order to access and use the application on your phone, this needs to be plugged into the car at all times. Now, you can take it out and the tune will still work on the car, but if you want to change anything, you have to have this plugged in. Now, on another note, when you have something hooked up to your OBD2 port, it will always get power. So keep that in mind. If your battery gets low, if you're going to be parking your car for a while, disconnect this so you don't destroy your battery. I learned that the hard way. With the OBD2 port in the car, you'll be able to see that it's connected to the phone, and I can click on My Car. So this will go over everything, and you'll be able to see that through here you'll have all the different options throughout the app. So you have info regarding the car. You can change the dashboard. You can get some data logging, map switching, launch control. You get a DTC tool, so you can basically check any kind of check engine light you have on your car, and a whole bunch of other things. So if you were to just go through here, map switching, this here is a really fun one. So because I have my car tuned with admin, I have a 91 octane race tune, I have a flame map, economy mode, and security mode. So you can choose through the app which one of these settings you want, and you can also play around by holding down the cruise control button, the cancel. When I flick up on here, it's going to change to tune number 2, 3, and 4 based on the tunes that I have right here. You can see here that when you switch it between maps, it changes on the tack. You can do all that through here. Another cool feature is launch control. So you can play around with the launch control on the fly, and you can control it to basically whatever RPM you want. So the way that you get it to work is clutch in all the way, car in first gear, and you have to completely mash the gas pedal for it to work. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, Milan, how do I get the fire? Well, there's a couple of different ways that you can make your car a flamethrower. So it depends on if you want to do it while you're driving or if you want to do it when you're stopped. You have to do it 2 different ways. Okay, so let's give this a shot. So with map switching on the Taliban tune right here, you can see that this here is going to be the fire mode. With launch control set to 3,000 RPMs, I'm going to have it like this. So clutch in all the way, car in first gear, mashing the gas pedal. Once you hit 3 grand, drop the clutch. Then when you hit red line and then when you bring it back down, you're gonna be spitting flames as long as you give it a little bit of throttle and you stay above 4,500 RPMs. Ready? Watch. And then let off. All that back there is flames. So I don't know how difficult that's going to be to see during the daytime, but at least during the nighttime, you can see some massive flames coming out the back. Now, the hotter the exhaust system is, the more flames and the larger the flames that you're gonna get out the tailpipe. So if you wanna see really big flames, you need it nice and hot, and you need to really give it. But if you also wanna do this at a stop sign or at a stoplight, if you're at a stop, you can get the car to spit flames. So instead of fully mashing the throttle, you can hit red line and just kind of bounce it off of it, and you're gonna have it so that you're gonna be spitting flames, okay? So foot on the brake, foot kind of on the throttle, but not fully all the way down. You can go past the red line, and you can hit red line. So again, fire. Now let me show you from the outside of the car. Now, whenever you're done with having fun with it, you can switch it back to either the normal race tune, or if you keep it inside the fire mode on tune number 2, and you just keep it underneath 4,500, you're not really going to see fire. So it's a pretty nice compromise between driving it in the streets and then having some fun whenever you want. But if you ever go to the track, you can switch it out to tune number 1, which is the race tune, and then you're on your ways. So since we have all those mechanical bits and the hardware upgrades done to the car, let's see what happens when we tinker with the software. You think we can make a little bit more power? Let's find out. So back at all-in-one auto, and then the tune set to race mode with the Z strapped up. The new number to beat is 314 and 269. You think we're gonna be able to beat it? Let's see after we do a pull. So as you can tell from this graph, there is a weird dip in the power band around 6,500 RPMs. The number seems to be a little bit lower than normal too, so let's just give this another shot. So after this last pull, we have a 2 wheel horsepower and 5 wheel torque peak gain. However, the nice thing about this is that it's making extra power everywhere along the power band. Towards redline, you can see that there are negligible gains, which means I would most likely benefit from some mechanical upgrades to allow more airflow. I'm thinking a 3-inch cold air intake and some equal length headers will free up some power in the top end. I also know for a fact that I could get some extra power out of this thing by switching to E85, but unfortunately it isn't exactly available in my area. I then strapped my camera to the Z to try and record some action from my flamethrower, but it was quite hard to see during the daytime. At nighttime though, it's a completely different story. You tell me if you can see anything. With the combination of the hardware changes paired with the E-Tune that adds fuel and retards timing, I was able to make my Z a flamethrower. If someone pulls up a bit too close to me at an intersection, well, I hope they don't mind their bumper being a little bit toasted. There are a bunch more features with the Ecutek that I haven't shown in this video, but I'm telling you, it is well worth the money. Even just being able to have the extra features like launch control, standing burnouts, data logging, and performance analysis, I think it's well worth it. Now, as always, everything is going to be able to be found in the description box, so if you guys are looking for a tune for your Z, you guys can find one there. Now, the reason why I haven't been able to work on the Accord much is because I'm still waiting for my machinist to get that done. However, in the meantime, it means that we can install some nice mods on the Z. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram, you guys can do that by following me at milanmast. If you guys like the flames in this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and maybe share the video if you guys are feeling it. Otherwise, guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. We're going to be working on this thing. I'm excited for it. I hope you guys are too. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.